It's time to take a trip to the jungle. Let's talk about Rhipsalis. What's up, fellow plant enthusiasts? My name is Dylan and this is Bane's Botanicals. Today we're going to be talking about Rhipsalis. This is a really interesting genus of plants in that they are kind of succulent but kind of not. I'm going to go ahead and put the taxonomy information for Rhipsalis right here. And if you notice, we are in the Cactaceae family, which means these guys are true cacti. They're not really related to succulents, which are mostly in the Crassulaceae family. These are cacti. These are more like a barrel cactus than they are like a jade plant, is what I'm getting at. But the difference is that these are jungle cacti, meaning they don't grow in the desert. They don't really undergo a period of drought necessarily, and I believe almost all of them are epiphytes, meaning that they grow on another tree, they grow on something else, but they're not parasitic. This is a little mistletoe cactus. It is Rhipsalis bassiferus. I should really start writing the species down. But you might see this one a lot. Usually they're a lot bigger than this. They start to trail, kind of get really bushy and full. And I also have, I'm going to put you right there. I also have kind of a unusual one. This is a Rhipsalis paradoxa. And if you notice the growth, the vines kind of look like chain link. And I always thought that was really neat, and I could never find one of these, and I finally found one. I don't even remember where, but I finally found one, and it was worth it, because this was a wish list plant for sure. It hasn't gotten too big yet. Look at how dirty that pot is. Oh my gosh. Clearly, I need to clean this pot. There, that's a little better. But yeah, it's getting pretty long. Anyway, Rhipsalis is a pretty easygoing genus of plants to take care of. Light, we're looking at bright indirect light. They're not really low light plants. They'll get very leggy if you give them low light, assuming they don't just fail altogether. Water, this is where some people might make a mistake. You don't want to give these guys an extended period of drought like a cactus. They're not desert plants. They're not, they haven't evolved to deal with periods without some moisture. The trick is that they still need to be in a cacti soil, like something that's really well draining. I'm jumping ahead. But yes, a well draining cacti soil with sand and perlite and everything, because they're epiphytic. So their roots are never sitting in water for too long because they're just, the rain and moisture will just wash over them and they'll absorb what they need, and that's it. They dry out. So you just want to be aware that you're just going to have to water them more frequently than a cactus, but they will be in a cactus soil that is well draining. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, so watering, just do it like you would a tropical, really. I mean, you probably would water it that much. Of course, check the soil first. You don't want it to be sopping. Terracotta is probably the way to go when you're potting these guys, just so that you have that extra wicking of the moisture. Fertilizer, really, you could just use like a succulent fertilizer, or you could just use a regular fertilizer. I always do mine bi-weekly during the growing season, and then in the dormant season, I just don't fertilize at all. Late fall, winter, early spring, and yeah. You'll start to notice in the spring, after they have gone through their dormant period, that you'll start to get a lot of new little baby growth. Look at how tiny that little growth is. But yeah, cool plants. Definitely something worth checking out. There are other species of Rhipsalis. Some of them are actually endangered, so please, if you're buying one of the more exotic species, be careful. Make sure it's a reputable dealer, reputable store, that kind of thing. But yeah, I think that's about all I have about Rhipsalis. Let me know if you guys have any cool versions of Rhipsalis. I'd love to see some other ones. I'm just kind of admiring my paradoxa. It's just, The other crazy thing, sorry, I'm rambling now. The other crazy thing is sometimes they'll get kind of a red edge on them. I'm trying to find a good example, but it's so minute. Anyway, yes, that's all I have about Rhipsalis. Thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you so much for liking the videos and supporting me and hanging out with me and spending time with me. It's been really fun. I've enjoyed this so much. Let's just keep this going. So until the next video, I will see you guys very soon, and thank you.